Hello, how you guys doing? I want to show you a video, and I'm going to going to label this something that this brother kind of pointed out in his video. And I'm going to show you why ought a black man trying to want to fight in something like this.
Shalom, everybody.
But I'm going to show you the video of the black man. Show you the picture of him.
Today's video is going to again be another reaction, a little different twist because we're going over, I'm kind of using these reactions for some of the things that's been going on since 2019 all the way now to piece together the fall of Babylon, or the fall of America, the fall of the daughter of Babylon. So, with that said, excuse me, clearing my throat. With that said, let's get started, alright? So, first thing I gotta go in here and get this mute button.
Joe Biden's inflation is crushing Americans, and Biden and Beto support higher.
It seemed like an odd way to spend a Saturday, watching the blood sports at a festival for far-right extremists. This was the summer of 2019, and I'd gone to Ukraine to learn more about these groups. From the crowds, one thing seemed pretty clear about them. They weren't bothered by the fact that this event was organized by the Azov, a far-right group that has increasingly been linked to violence around the world.
The shooter is linked to a 74-page manifesto filled with white supremacist rhetoric.
FBI agents say he expressed a desire to travel to Ukraine to fight with a far-right paramilitary group.
At least one member of an American hate group also trained in Ukraine with Azov Battalion. According to the FBI, domestic terrorists killed 39 people in fiscal year 2019, making it the most deadly year for domestic terrorism since the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing.
The threat of white nationalism has evolved since Oklahoma City, where a domestic terrorist used a truck bomb to kill at least 168 people. Police don't tend to see such terrorists as lone wolves acting in isolation anymore. It's become clear to law enforcement that these attackers often have links to a global network, one with common goals and a shared ideology.
We are looking very hard at white supremacists or neo-Nazis here connecting through social media online with like-minded individuals overseas, and in some cases actually traveling overseas to train.
Over the last few years, experts in violent extremism have grown especially alarmed about the Azov movement. The group emerged from the revolution that swept across Ukraine in 2014, and it has gotten a lot stronger amid the ongoing war with pro-Russian forces in eastern Ukraine. The fighting in that region has become a kind of ideal breeding ground for militias like Azov. At their public events, one thing that surprised me was how many Ukrainians tend to see Azov not as militants or extremists, but as war heroes. In Kiev, the capital, I watched the Independence Day parade, where veterans of the Azov battalion marched alongside other volunteer militias, surrounded by cheering crowds, who thanked them for defending Ukraine against Russia. But even at the march, there were signs of the far-right ideology so common inside Azov. The symbols on their flags have been especially controversial. Azov says it combines the letters I and N for idea of nation, but extremism experts see it as an emblem of Nazism.
The official symbol of Azov, it's a version of Wolfsangel. It was one of the symbols of one of SS division during the World War II. It is one of more or less usual symbols for neo-Nazi groups all over the world.
And it's not just about their symbols. When it was founded in 2014, Azov drew many of its commanders and recruits from Ukraine's most notorious far-right groups, including outright neo-Nazis.
We basically recruited everyone who could hold weapons in their hand when the Ukrainian state was paralyzed and the defense of the Ukrainian state was totally in the hands of Ukrainian volunteers. So there were many war adventurers, guys who believed that they are on kind of ideological tour to save maybe the future future of the West and so on and so forth. So
The future of the white race?
yes.
Azov's paramilitary wing is now a major fighting force, with its own bases and training grounds near the front lines of the war against pro-Russian forces. After the Veterans Parade in Kiev, I interviewed Andrei Beletsky, who founded the Azov movement in 2014.
Воинское братство – это люди, которые не просто служили вместе проливали кровь, переживали гибель товарищей, сладость побед, охрана общественного порядка на улице. Мы создаем отряды самообороны, которые помогают поддерживать порядок на улице.
Azov's leaders have also tried to break into politics. They failed to win any seats in parliament during the most recent elections of 2019, but their plans in Ukraine are ambitious.
Сьогодні ми відпочиваємо, але навіть відпочиваючи, ми пропагуємо наші нові українські цінності. Бути сильними і сміливими, бути єдиними і відчувати братерство своєї нації.
What worries officials in the West is Azov's recruitment strategy. It's tried hard to build friendships with far-right groups around the world, especially in the US and Europe. During my visit in 2019, I spent a day at one of the biggest recruitment events in Azov's history. Thousands of people showed up for a day
You mean
of
the
fighting
Klan don't want to
supporters
join up
and
with them?
propaganda. There were neo-Nazi symbols, tattoos, and posters all over the place. And many in the crowd seemed pretty receptive to Azov's far-right ideology.
Бути толерантним ЛГБТшникам – це не природне. Для цього треба людині промити мозки. Поважати своїх батьків, любити своїх дітей, пишатися за свою країну – це нормально.
Events like this also tend to attract recruits from abroad. One of the ones I met was named Robin, who had just arrived in Ukraine from Sweden, where he told me he's wanted for hate crimes.
It's so hard to explain the surroundings for someone who's watching this, you know. It's surreal. It's like, I don't know, it's like something I read about the great Germany before, you know, in the 1920s. It's a revival of the Indo-European soul. And it's all happening here in Ukraine.
Afterward, we rode back to the Azov base in northern Kyiv, where Azov commanders had allowed Robin to stay as a potential recruit.
We are Aryans, and we will rise again. That's a way of...
In a world where no one is safe, where your country is come.
Fight with
life,
that.
you know. And after the war in Germany, we went back to the benches, school benches. But now we will rise again.
Are they neo-Nazis as an organization? No. Have they had neo-Nazis in their organization? I would say look at the U.S. Army, and you would find neo-Nazis as well.
Dave is an American expat and U.S. military veteran who's volunteered to help Ukraine's National Guard. And he's met a lot of the recruits who come to join Azov.
You only need one of these guys to kind of go home and commit an act of terrorism to then really damage the reputation of Ukraine in the eyes of the world, right? So that's really a risk that Ukraine faces. Do you think they're taking it seriously enough?
No, yes.
A few weeks later, Robin, the Swede I met at that festival, wrote me that he was going to the front lines to join the fight. With recruits like this, it's little wonder that U.S. officials see Azov as a threat. Experts point out that the pace of white supremacist terrorism has intensified, with new incidents frequently filling the headlines. 22 gunned down at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, 2 killed near a synagogue in Halle, Germany, 9 more in an attack on 2 shisha bars near Frankfurt.
A synagogue? Jewish?
And a series of arrests exposing far-right terror plots across the U.S.
Zelensky's Jewish.
One tally reported an increase of 320% in such attacks in Western countries between 2014 and 2019.
Я знаю, я вірю, я переконаний.
But that's in his army.
Що ми готові бути сміливими і сильними. Що ми готові перемагати. Поза нами Україна, а перед нами наша остаточна велика перемога. Слава Україні! Героям слава! Слава нації! Смерть ворогам! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе!
مقدرات الشعوب
out there and joining neo-Nazis. And then when you hear what he said to justify it, well, if people think there's neo-Nazis here, there's neo-Nazis in the U.S. military too. There's also Bloods and Crips in the U.S. military. I didn't see no Bloods and Crips over here. Like, it's cap. It's cap. And they're celebrated and used as, like, this righteous army. When they said, even in the video, they said that Ukraine is behind us and the big battle is in front of us. Like, pretty much we will not lose. Like, the one dude referenced Hitler, like, not Hitler, but Germany. That part of Germany, the great Germany, you see it. It's revitalized in that place.
Hitler.
And they brought up major stats about how these dudes travel from state to state doing damage in terrorist actions, which is crazy. So this verse that I'm going to right now isn't necessarily about these people in particular, but let's get it up. But at the same time, it is definitely speaking.
All of Ukraine is a war zone, so to speak. So I'm going in to kind of help the Ukrainians defend their homeland.
Detroiter Dr. M. Dejan Johnson says in just a few days he'll be on the front lines fighting the war against Russia. So far, he's already...
Sorry about the buffering.
ordered a Kevlar helmet.
And flak jacket and all the other necessities.
This Wednesday, the 62-year-old will be flying to Amsterdam and then to Poland. From there, he plans to travel to Ukraine and immediately join the battle.
I get real-time information from Ukraine, from my contacts there, and they're really, really suffering.
These small acts of kindness
Members prayed for him at Church of the King in downtown Berkeley.
might not perfect the things that are imperfect.
My Wi-Fi sucks. sorry about the. But this man wants to go to Ukraine. After he going over and fight alongside something like that. Let's go back to his brother's video.
Towards a lot of the things that the government and it's like this is just in 2019 they were terrorists, they were white supremacists, all of this, but then in 2021 when Russia went after them, they became that's not them, Russia's lying. So we gotta understand that like our country is the king of propaganda. next video, I'm actually have to keep the mic on so I can read it. Now let's get it. This was in 2015. This person put it up, and he dropped a lot of good points. So we're gonna go into this. Title: When will?
Hold on, I'm gonna let you hear this video. Where the reporter asked some immigrants were over there. They were in medical. They were doing medical services over there, studying to be doctors and nurses and stuff in Ukraine because it was cheaper. But this is how the Ukrainian people treat them.
Young men over here earlier. You are all students, right? And you tried to get on the train. And what happened when you tried to get on the train? What were you told?
We were traveling from a long distance from Cherkasky to Lviv for about 8 hours. And we came from Lviv and take car from Lviv to the border, which is also they will left you behind from the road. You pay about 10,000 hryvnias, and after paying the 10,000 hryvnias, you walk about 8 miles, 8 hours to the border, which is very stressful.
Yeah, of course. And did you try to get on the train?
When we get on the train, we get on the train.
And there was someone who I was talking to here earlier who tried to get on the train and wasn't allowed to get on the train.
We were told that they are not allowing the blacks to get on board. So if you're a black and then you go there, you're wasting your time. So we didn't even bother ourselves. We just went to pick a bus and then headed to this place.
Because usually there were black people that were already there that were turning around looking for the borders and other routes because they stood there for a long time and they were not getting on the train because they were stopping them. So they were warning us not to even try to go there because they would not allow us. That is why we didn't go for the train and try to find another route.
And how does that make you feel to hear things like that?
I don't know. It's just it feels unfair actually. It feels unfair and for us it just feels like we don't have a choice. We just want to get out, so we kind of try to find another way possible. We don't usually waste more time because the more time we wait, we don't know what's going to happen. Things keep getting worse every day, and we get a lot of complaints. For example, don't go to this border because you might not go. They might not let you in. Don't go here, so you get confused. You don't even know where to go to get across the border. So we just chose this place just to try because we have to try something. If you keep listening, don't go to this border, don't take this train, so we might not just move at all. So it's very frustrating actually.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Well, I hope you make it across and I hope you really make it home safely.
Did they do that? What? Yeah, they did it. Told them they were black. They're not allowed to get over here. Huh. Wow. Wow. And why should you go and fight in Ukraine? Why should you go over there, brother? Why should you go over there? Why should you go and fight Ukraine? Please make it make sense. Some black people are delusional. Oh boy, they're just, and I hate to say it, they're delusional. But their countrymen flee, but you want to go over there. Everybody getting out the country. But this dude want to go over there. He wants to go over there. 62 years old. Because he felt compelled because his church told him. Because his church told him. He wants to go fight alongside Azov. A white national. Some of them are white nationalists. You heard the video. You heard the video. And some of the, and then the military even said it. We gotta fight alongside these guys. You gonna trust someone's a white supremacist? Dude, are you serious? In wartime? And about whiteness. Whiteness. Not everybody else, whiteness. Now you heard every bit of the video. Why would you want to go fight over in their war? But that's something that even so you mean the Klan won't go over there? All these white, we gotta save our white brothers. All these white groups, because the white race is dying. We gotta fight. This is the last battle for the right race. But even they can't even get they can't get white nationalists from other places. What about that dude that shot up in there in New Zealand? Would he have gone over there? What about these other people? What about the one that went up there in New York? Why didn't he go? The one that shot them people up in Buffalo. Why didn't they take him? What? But no, they got to pick on innocent people. But when they get some smoke from the Russians, you got all that violent and gun fantasy about going over there violent. Well, going over there, use your weapon. Use your night tactics and stuff. Your fighting skills. That's what you want to do. Fight against them. Fight against them. Not only the Russians but Belarus, and they got a couple other armies over there. So you can practice on. Say, yeah, bring out that Rambo spirit for the white race.
A 62-year-old Detroit man is preparing to travel to Ukraine to fight. Victor Williams spoke to him today. Victor, does he have ties then to Ukraine?
Yes, he does have some ties, but he wants everyone to know that he is not a warmonger. He's just going to help the people that really need it right now.
All of Ukraine is a war zone, so to speak. So I'm going in to kind of help the Ukrainians defend their homeland.
Detroiter Dr. M. Dejan Johnson says in just a few days he'll be on the front lines fighting the war against Russia. So far, he's already ordered a Kevlar helmet
and flak jacket and all the other necessities.
This Wednesday, the 62-year-old will be flying to Amsterdam and then to Poland. From there, he plans to travel to Ukraine and immediately join the battle.
I get real-time information from Ukraine, from my contacts there, and they're really, really suffering.
These small acts of kindness.
Members prayed for him at Church of the King in downtown Berkeley.
Now perfect the things that are imperfect in him, Father. And Father, we know that he is your child in the name of...
I hope Runaway Slave, that one guy, he needed to do a video on him. Like that's just delusional, man. That's delusional. You gonna fight alongside these people that wanna jump on other people.
Babylon, America, destroyed. Many people are teaching that Babylon the Great, America, could be nuked and invaded by Russia at any time. Because they believe that America will be destroyed before the start of the Great Tribulation, which is not true. It's not true. They also teach that America could cause Israel to be divided, and then we will be hit by a huge earthquake that splits America, and this harlot and burn her with fire. The beast is Europe, y'all. The harlot is America. The beast in the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. This proves that Babylon, America, will be here a while the beast is in power.
Welcome to Candid Africa. Truthful and unapologetic.
They even told us, like, we are going to give you guns and you're going to fight for Ukraine. I said, hi. We going to fight for Ukraine? We are not Ukrainian. We are black. So how can we fight? How can we fight for Ukraine? If we fight for Ukraine, we are going to die first because we are black. When they will say, oh, look at those black people, I think they are from they are from NATO. So we have to kill them first. So how could they think that way? Come on. Ukraine.
Did you like or hate what you heard? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want more candid speeches like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch all our latest videos. And please feel free to leave your suggestions, news tips, or topics about Africa you'd like us to cover.
I ain't got nothing. There's no more to explain after that one. You're gonna fight along Azov, along soldiers that about white supremacists, and they fight. They want to die, be a martyr for the white supremacists. Check this out for white supremacists. You seen in that man's video, and I had a video of it, part of it too. Display, so you under a Nazi flag. But this dude, now that dude has sense enough to know. He has sense. From Africa, he has sense, but this dude want to go. He want to go and fight alongside Ukrainians who it clearly said they're about preserving the white race. The lady even said it. The lady even said the stuff. And this Negro and then you got a Ukrainian president who Washington D.C. give trillions and billions of dollars to put into their hands. And then you see how when the immigrants started leaving, that some made it to the border of Poland, and Poland didn't want to let them out. And some of them probably still over in the camps trying to verify. Oh, we just want to verify who they are, dude. It's a war, you know. Obviously, they're not from Russia. Obviously, they're from Africa. This is in Poland. That was in Poland. But it's okay though. But you want to take your black behind over there at 62 years old. Come on, man. Here's another article. But this guy felt freedom that he didn't, I guess, get beat down. But a cop in Ukraine said he was detaining me because I was black. You can't make this stuff up. And I appreciate it. This is what this black man said. Wait till the picture. He said this. I can't make this up, man. This is what the article said. And he appreciated. You see how some black people are delusional? Why did he has to detain you? Because you're black? If you a citizen, oh my goodness. And this guy, like he's kind of light complected, like a light complected. I don't know if he's part black or whatever. He wants to go to Ukraine. He's a British dude. I don't know what he is, what he's mixed. He's probably full black, but he looks black. But he wants to go and fight along Ukrainians. And some of them are in Azov for a white nationalist state. A white nationalist state who train who they can't stand Muslims because there's a Muslim group over there is fighting alongside the Russians, and they're called the Chechens. And the Chechens are a Muslim sector which want to go against Azov. They want to deal with Azov because Azov jump on immigrants, and so they figure that anybody who was Muslim is their brother. So other the Muslim, so they oppose the Muslims. White supremacy oppose Muslims and Jews who and immigrants. But they don't want to fight alone. So you can't get all these white nationalists that jump on innocent people. You got some in South Africa. You got them all over the place jumping on people. But they can't get amped up to go and be a part of their army over there to go against the Russians, right? And the Chechens, right? But you can jump on some innocent immigrant in Africa or some India group or some Middle Eastern guy. But you don't want to go jump. But you don't want to take your arm and go to war for the whites, for your white race. And what about Klan members? Shouldn't the Klan go over there too? It's patriotism. Shouldn't the Klan go? Because hey, it's up under Aryan race.
Hello, yeah, we've come to join the Ukrainian army or whatever they're called.
Oh,
what are they called? Tom? The Foreign Legion, yeah?
Okay, just
thank you. Yeah.
What nationality are you?
British.
And what's made you want to come here?
They look like they need help. We're young, strong, fit men. We can help, so why not?
Do you have any military expertise?
Absolutely none at all, no.
Email a letter for this address.
Yeah.
And he contacted with you and said what you must do.
Okay. Now he's given us these details, which we're now going to ring. And somehow they're going to tell us what we need to do from here on.
Why have you decided to come down here today?
Well, try to make a difference. Seen on the news, innocent people losing their lives.
Are you prepared to lose your life?
I think so, yes.
I used to be in the TA. I've also got a lot of first aid training. So, decided to come and do something.
And you're prepared to go to Ukraine and fight?
Yeah, I can get on a flight tomorrow.
And if you don't mind asking, how old are you?
I'm 60, which means I'm just about within the age range they'll accept.
And you're prepared to put your own life on the line?
Well, somebody has to.
You gonna lay? You see? Now I don't know if that brother got some Muslim in him or whatever. But why would you want to go? Why can't they get young, blonde, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, brown-haired men to go over there? What young? You 60-something years old. Man, go someplace and sit down. I mean, you don't... I mean, the only one you should be defending is your personal home. Defend your own home. That's what I would say. Let them young bucks do that stuff. They got youth. They got strength on their side. Why would you want to go there fight? And like I said, it's about white nationalism. It's part of countrymen, and part of countrymen, and the Ukrainian people are behind. Some of them are behind Azov. Please make it. But some people don't know that. They see what they hear, but they don't get the whole story. But I mean, you're 62 years old. You gonna fight against the Russians and Chechens and all them people, Belarus soldiers? You 60-some years old. Really? And they got youth and strength on their side, and can take you out. Unless they fight it, even their battle is different. I mean, just think about that. But these are groups, but no one wants to jump on these people when you got skinheads jumping on them, that jumping on immigrants in here, like here in America, another place. But nobody want to take up the arms for that. But you're gonna take up arms against fighting against the Russians, right? And all these other groups, but you won't even fight the ones that's in your backyard. Man, get the hell up out of here. Get up out of here. I mean, go someplace. Let me people go someplace and sit down somewhere. Let them deal with their own battle. Why we, let them battle. It's about let them preserve their what. It's enough lives that we've caused us in World War II. Let me give you a history, and I want to show you a video. When the white soldiers were dying in America, they didn't want the black soldiers. At first they wanted this is America, wanted a segregated army. So finally, like America, like they did over in Britain, finally they let the black soldiers put their lives on the line. Then they won the war, but they didn't want. Then during the war, they didn't want to give black soldiers weapons, and then they didn't want to give them proper wear when you see in the movie Glory. So why I'm gonna fight in the war as a black man, fight for an army that you got skinheads and Nazis and white supremacy at the top, but they scared to get their ass out there and die, but for their patriotism. But they want you to die for their patriotism. Meanwhile, you got Africans saying we ain't got no. This is y'all war. This is y'all fight. You didn't ask us. And then on the top of that, they came over there to be medical students. They come over to fight your war. They had the nerve to go to Africa and some African nations and sign up. And the Russians did not. There's no Russians that never did anything to come over to Africa. They never did anything. But you might get some white separatists in places in Russia and stuff like that. But man, are you serious? You want to go fight for somebody, a white supremacist? That's like me fighting for someone who's the Ku Klux Klan. Let them die. Let the fuckers die. Excuse my language. Let the people die. They want to be let them be the white matriarch. Why you got die for them to survive? And they bring the violence to all the different groups. Even if you're gay, they attack you. If you're Jewish, they'll attack you. And you gonna fight for that? You gonna fight against the Russians? Really? That's their backyard. That's their in America, and they need to stay out their business. Stay out their business. Let Belarus and them countries around there, Romania and all them other countries, let their brothers deal with that. The European brothers that they speak the same language with, and help them fight. Why you fighting the war? It ain't got nothing to do with you. Want to go to a war? It ain't your fight. It's not your fight. They're nationalists. And all the ones that want to be nationalists, let them go over there and fight. Let them Ukrainian men go to fight. Along with the Russian men. For their white race. Preserve their seed. Come on, people. Come on, let's get out, we got to get out of this mindset. I mean, it's good to be nice to. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody over there in the Ukraine, it's like, I'm not saying that. But obviously, that's what it is. You had to see it for yourself. That they said they didn't want the blacks to get on, who had nothing to do with this war. When it should be Ukrainian men, young and old, fighting. Let them fight against the Russians. They can fight them hand to hand, gun to gun, whatever. Get them some weapons and let them fight. That's their air it out. Then the next one step in, if they feel like they get down, let another European group fight the Russians. Let their Nazi brothers. Bring in some more Nazis from Switzerland like the guy did. Come on. Let some American Nazis come on over there and fight with them. Why do you gotta fight? When it's the ideology is up under Hitler. Up under Hitler. They all celebrate Hitler. White Aryan race. Please make it make sense. The blonde haired, blue eyed people are dying. So shouldn't they go to fight for the blonde haired, blue eyed people? That's all I gotta say about this one, but sit down and really think about that. Why would you fight in the war? And you should protect your own home. Protect your own country, your own home. Let Russia and Ukraine and them other people around deal with their business. Let them step it up. And then it's really sad. You give the United States giving them people Russia, and they can turn their back on you. And if you black, they're not gonna be loyal to you because they won't trust you because they're white nationalists. You are the people that they don't want. Then you can have a so-called accident if you're a black soldier or brown or any other soldier. Some people they don't really sit down and think about these things. So yeah, it's just I couldn't believe it. Some of our people are so delusional. And the only thing you can do for the Ukrainian people, if you want to be a good person, is pray for them. That's the only thing you can do. When we going through our war in the streets in America, ain't that nobody can do, just pray for us. We got our own going through lynchings and beat down by police and stuff. Ain't nobody coming to our rescue. All they can do is pray for us. We got to do our own thing. When we get discriminated, whether it's here or in other parts of African diaspora, no one gives a shit about us. All they can do is pray for us. Ain't they ain't gonna die for no black man, because in their eyes, a black man is not even human. They'll save an animal before they save a black man. They'll go out their way for an animal before they get to a black man. That's a fact. Unless it's something that got some state into it. Very few people would do that. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I think it's stupid to go fight in someone else's war, and they got racists and nationalists at high levels. The whole half of the you don't know how many, and then think about how many people. What some of the people are over here. They got their relatives over here from Ukraine. Some Azov people. Their sons and daughters are here. Get some of them back, but there's some of them back in Ukraine. Not saying that every Ukrainian coming from over there, but there's some. Trust me, some trickle it in there. Think about people. So you ever join the service? That's what you sign up for. That's you're gonna fight along with. Look at those old war movies what they did to the black soldiers in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, even the Civil War. They made them do dirty stuff, have them die. I might show you some video about that from another YouTuber. Point this out. You tell me, would you go fight for somebody alongside somebody who can't stand your guts, want to see you die first, so their race can preserve. See the psychologically in that? That's wow. Subconscious racism. Some people have subconscious racism. They feel you should be the martyr, like a Martin Luther King. Then they sit back and talk about you, and then take a report and talk about you like a dog. Call you N-word day. That's how some racist people see Martin Luther King's Day, an N-word day. It's a fact. It's the truth. It's not a holiday to them. Don't mean nothing to them. But this is what you're fighting for. But even Africans had sense enough to know not they know this ain't our fight. Some of them Africans didn't even know that. But you got the American black brother that wants to go over there at 62 years old, fight alongside Azov. Skinheads, nationalists, everything. And who knows what they did to the Jewish people over there, and gays and Jews over there. Our people, I tell you, we got some issues. That's true. All right, then you guys have a good day, and hope you see you on the next video.